Look, do you remember that time when it was your birthday and then you had to spend a lot of money celebrating your birthday? But then when it was salary week, your salary was delayed for 1 week or 2 weeks. You were in a very difficult situation. You never could have imagined that this was what was going to happen. And what did you do? You had to borrow urgent 2K. Or do you remember a friend or you know someone who didn't even think about how the possibility of money not coming through, okay? And that was the month that they lost their job. And now they're in a very difficult situation waiting for the next job. And what do they do? Urgent 2K. Look, this is how I repay my urgent 2K loans very, very fast. And I want you to find a way to understand that urgent 2K is not very bad to get loans, okay, from people or from friends, but you must know how to repay them. The most important thing is being able to repay them so that you don't destroy your trust, you don't destroy the friendship that you build and the relationship that you have with people. And so what do I do? First, once you receive your money, okay, make it clear to the people that you owe money that look, I've received money and I have money and I'm going to pay you back, okay? It is very important that you keep your word. Once you tell someone, look, I'm going to pay you back, it's very important that you keep your word. It doesn't really matter. And another thing that you must know is that do not give a time frame for paying back the loans if you are not sure that it's going to happen. Of course, sometimes we make the mistake of saying, okay, look, oh, by next week I'll pay you, when exactly we do not have any money at all. It is actually very good for you to tell someone, look, can you borrow me this money? I'm going to pay you without giving him a time frame. That way, he's not going to be bothered. That way, he's not setting his mind high hopes, okay? Because it is only money that you are ready to part with that you should borrow your friends. And that's why if you give someone a high hope and tell him, look, I'm going to pay you next week, or in 3 days, I'm going to pay you back. Now, they've already programmed their mind that, look, if he doesn't pay me this money, I'm never ever going to borrow. It's very important to know that if you are borrowing money from someone, you are borrowing out of difficulty, not because it's a habit. And so a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that if someone borrows you money, you can always keep borrowing. No, find a way to manage your situation. Find a way to understand that if you do not have enough money, find out how to make more money. And so that's one thing you need to know about borrowing urgent 2K. Now, the second thing that you need to know is that once you receive money, the first thing you must do, okay, before anything else, is to pay out all the people that you owe money. Of course, if you cannot pay everybody, but pay out the most important debt that you have first. It is very important that you clear out debts so that you're not carrying debt over and over and over for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Okay, it is very, very terrible. Find a way to pay out your debt and clear and renew your reputation with these people. It is very, very important that your reputation is safe because everything about you, people remember you for your reputation. And so, if you're someone who's in the habit of borrowing urgent 2K, my friends, I know that it's difficult. I know that you need the money. Find out the things that are costing you. Why should you even be borrowing urgent 2K in the first place? If you're earning, okay, if you're working a job, okay, find out a way to live below your means, okay? If you are not enough to rent out a space on your own to stay on your own apartment, be very humble enough to share a space with someone. Okay, 2 or 3 people can share a room, come together and pay the money and split the bill. This is one way for you to receive and reduce the cost of your accommodation. It's very important that you think these things, okay, so that you are able to pay back your urgent 2K loans. And look, if you are not ready, okay, to live out on your own freely, find a way to manage and cut down and reduce your lifestyle. Lifestyle inflation is a real problem. And for you and for me, I hope that this stress a bell and that you'll be very careful about the things that you do so that you not put yourself in a difficult situation. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.